Hey, Fox, do a barrel roll.
Yeah, come on, Fox, do a barrel roll.
Yeah.
Barrel roll? I can do better than that. Check this out.
As usual, Nintendo had a very different showing here at E3 with their digital event, and it was filled with puppets and cartoons and singing people and lots of dancing and music.
And let's be honest, we watched this only virtually, the same way that you guys watched it, because they just broadcast it over the internet. And this is what the most forward-thinking company on the show floor here at E3 is doing this year. You know, Nintendo always finds a way to make me happy and give me what I want.
Yeah, they're celebrating the 30th anniversary of Mario, obviously, with Super Mario Maker, and that's definitely the highlight game for Nintendo at the conference, for sure.
That knocked me out.
And what they did is they sporadically teased it all the way through the stream.
They did.
And then they got a nice deep dive at the end, talking about how they built it with graph paper in the beginning, and that's all sort of extended out to the experience that we're going to have as players and creators with the game when it comes. It looks incredible.
And that was probably my favorite moment from the Nintendo Media episode here, is the way that they deconstructed the very first level of Super Mario Brothers, which you really have to start appreciating the science of this game and how incredibly crafted it was. I mean, Miyamoto, a genius, and he's proving that he's a genius once again.
Entering Corneria's orbit.
I also love the way that Miyamoto broke down the origins of Star Fox for us and took us into the history of that. Star Fox Zero for Wii U looks phenomenal. I love the transformations of the craft and the R-Wing. I am also unbelievably excited. I think out of everything that Nintendo is showing, I think I'm most excited for, and I know you're probably going to sneer, but the Yoshi Woolly world is ridiculous, partially because of the Yarn Yoshi amiibos, and then what I discovered, if you put any other amiibo in, it creates a Yarn version of that character inside of the game. I don't know if it'll be for every amiibo, but it just blew my mind.
There were all kinds of amiibo references here. The amiibos are obviously part of the future in a very big way for Nintendo going forward. I know that makes you excited.
It makes me very happy.
I do not care about toys. Nintendo cares about toys. Victor Lucas cares about toys. I don't know if I still care about Star Fox, though, going forward.
Right.
The thing that I admire and the thing that I learned about Nintendo this year, something we all knew going into this, and that is they'll leave projects behind like Star Fox 2, the way it got left behind. They made an open reference to that.
Right.
Nintendo ships these games when they're done, when they're complete, and that's kind of the status of Zelda at this point.
Which is noticeably absent. Nintendo's gone on record saying they're taking a break because they want to come back and blow our minds with it next year. I don't have a problem with that, but it is missed. It does feel like there could have been more games specifically for the Wii U. It did feel that a lot of ground was made up, though, with the 3DS releases. We've got, a Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi crossover game. We've got the Hyrule Warriors game, the new Zelda multiplayer game, which looks super fun.
Yeah, they're all ancillary projects for Zelda. I mean, we're ready for the new Zelda, so we want to hear more about that. We didn't hear more about that. I also feel like Nintendo, unlike Microsoft and Sony, they kind of had a lot of bouncing boob physics.
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about with the Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem crossover stuff. These
were the first boobs of E3 2015 here.
It was a little strange.
I know, it was strange for Nintendo. They're always on their own island. They only really care about what they're doing. They're not reacting to each other. That's for Sony, that's for Microsoft to do, to echo one another. Nintendo still does its own thing. The other thing that they do that's kind of incredible is they kind of find ways to make very cute things appealing to me, and that's almost impossible, I think. But I still care about so many of these characters. I still care about so many of these creatures that they've had on their roster for 30 years.
I know, but I also love the way that they celebrate the culture and the way that people identify with Nintendo. The revelry, the celebratory kind of qualities
Just to see Miyamoto smile is priceless.
It was magic, and Mario Tennis looks like it's going to be a lot of fun too. I think there's going to be a lot of really enjoyable moments and
a lot of amiibos for you to buy.
A lot of amiibos for me to buy.
Lots of them.
It's definitely Woolly World for me as a Mario Maker for you.
Yeah, for sure. It's sort of Super Mario Maker. I cannot wait to make my very own Super Mario level and get you to play it, my friend.
Well, we're going to have a lot more Nintendo coverage and Sony and Xbox coverage in the coming weeks on EP. So
I'm not going to touch you anymore. That's it.
You can touch me.
Okay, I'm touching you now.
All right.
We're friends.
I wonder what's next.